go to.
Other questions? Sir?
Did you have to abandon anything at the bottom of the pit? Any of the cranes or trucks or anything that you couldn't get back out?
Did you ever abandon any of
No.
the cranes?
When it came out?
No, the story was some bandit over there by the interstate, I think that's a hoax, it wasn't any over there either. Used to be a pit over there called David's Pit. But they had sand, they didn't have the same paving material we had. That's the difference in the land from where we were on Harris Creek Road to the interstate over there. It was sand over there, and we had the bottom of the ocean, and they had the shoreline.
These are great, sir.
When was it filled with water?
When was it filled
And
with
the
water?
source of the water?
We're working on it.
Oh, we're only a couple feet above the sea level.
Yeah.
Around the 1990s?
Probably about 1995, because that's when Ms. Rice was diagnosed with cancer, and she wasn't going to be able to go in and out of the pit with the kids, so she decided to close it. And Bill removed the pit down into pumps, and it started filling up with water.
Did it come from Harris Creek or where?
That's mostly rainwater.
There's mineral water and rainwater. Like I said, it's a beautiful blue. The Hampton dive team came over after the a robbery there at SunTrust, and they thought maybe he had thrown the gun in the pit, so they came and actually dove for it, looking for it, and they wanted to start coming and practicing diving in the pit because they said it was the clearest water they had ever been in. But because of Bill had dumped rebar and concrete, they could not dive in it because he was scared that the tubes and stuff would catch on the rebar, so it wasn't safe for them to do it.
You lost your bracelet?
Yes, she was feeding the cat the fish.
Okay.
They used to throw bread, she had a little bunch of bread, and I'd stop after church. And she said, let's go throw this to the fish. So we go out there, and the first half I go, boom, and my gold bracelet goes flying.
Fish by photo lure. More questions?
I heard an interesting story from one of our club members. He said that Richard McDonald, he's now the head of the earth sciences for the city of Hampton Public Schools. He said that one time Mr. Rice got a request from a museum over in Africa, and that Mr. Rice gathered up a bunch of fossils and all, put them in I guess it was a coffee can or something, and sent it over there to him, and he forgot about it. And he said then later on, he got this letter from the museum in Africa with a check in it.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story.
It was significant.
It was from Johannesburg. They were opening up a museum over there, so he sent them shells.
Wow. What a legacy for Hampton. More questions? More questions?
Are there any fossil clubs in the area?
Are there any fossil clubs in the area? Any fossil clubs? Anybody know? Sir, go ahead. Stand up. Sure.
The Gem and Mineral Society of Virginia Peninsula, and our president, Walter Priest, is here tonight.
Walter, would you stand, please? Diane, Walter back there can hook you up. Walter, don't get away. What can you tell us about fossils in the Hampton Roads area? Is it still a rich place to find?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of places where these formations are exposed along the York River, and on the James at Chip Oaks is a place where you, Chip Oaks State Park, a place where a lot of similar type of fossils can be found. It's the same as Miocene strata that's exposed in the banks of the river.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, also, Ms. Rice would go along and she could spot one in a minute. They would find shark's teeth, and I mean, it would be like from little miniature ones up to like this size here, so she kept them there in the showcase so the kids could always see the shark's teeth, so you know what they looked for when they went in the pit.
Got more questions? Sir?
What's the timetable for the development of like Glory?
I don't know yet. We have to.
Kathy, timetable.
Actually, I think Kelly is also from Glory Day. She probably has more information on that than I do.
Kelly, where are you?
I'm right here.
Kelly,
I'm right here.
please stand.
I am one of the teachers at Gloria Day, and as I understand it, they are looking to expand next year, not this summer, but the next year. When Pastor Stowe died, kind of with everything else, his death was very unexpected, and so things just sort of went dormant for a while. And so I think that was at the time, you know, we had talked to a couple different places and about the artifacts, and then everything just kind of went quiet for a while. And so it's just kind of been the last few months that things have really started moving again. So as I understand it, if things are, they still have to go through some of the wickets and some of the processes, but that the area that the school would expand to is a small, is not a real big area. I mean, the land is, there's a lot of land there. And so, you know, I think we're hoping that, you know, maybe some of Pastor Stowe's dream can still come, but unfortunately with the downturn in the economy and everything and his death, things just sort of stopped for a while.
Yeah, Bill and I went to a meeting Wednesday night, and we saw some of the plans that
Right.
we had. And I said, if you look at the very last picture, which I'm happy to go back to. Y'all bear with me, I'm going to the end. Most of the, like where her campus would be on this side where the flowers are, so they'll still be looking across the pit at the water. So all the campus will be like in this area here, but it is a beautiful dream.
It is a beautiful dream.
What is Rite Aid? What is that mean?
I'm sorry?
Where would that be?
That would be right on the corner where our office is now. That would be right on Fox Hill Road. Be between Harris Creek and Laurel Oaks Boulevard.
Ma'am, go ahead, please stand.
Any chance of there being another pit open for digging?
Question, is there any chance there'll be another pit open for digging? And the answer is,
I don't think so, it's really done.
Sir.
I'd like to put a plug in for the folks that are into fossils and all. I really regret that I wasn't in this area to come to your site, but having been a late bloomer at the age of 50 for fossils, there is a site it's about 3.5 hours away. It's Aurora, North Carolina. They just had their fossil festival for during Memorial Day weekend. There's a phosphate mine down there. So the fossil debris that they have to pull out of the way to get to the phosphate, that debris is, they bring it in and they pile it up near their museum down there. There's a Aurora Fossil Museum. So not to discourage anybody
I
from
was just
coming
wondering, do
here.
you know the age of their fossils?
Yes, ma'am, it's 15 to 25 million year old. It's about the same, it looks to be about the same sort of material they pull out of there as they do here. Because this whole region was a shallow, it was a tropical shallow sea, but it was a calm sea. And how they got that was like the megalodon teeth are smaller here than they are, say, down in South America at the time. But that site down there is available, you know, at the museum, and they allow you to dig through the pile for free. And that's about as close as you're going to get to that kind of thing, to experience like the rice and fossil pit.
Other questions? I can tell you about 20 years ago, there was a whale found in the Hampton landfill. And Jerry Johnson from the College of William Mary was called down. I remember going down and seeing it. And there it was, laying on the ground, laid out perfectly. So these discoveries are still being made in other places in Hampton. And it's still part of our legacy. Ron Ponzer, you grew up here. What can you tell us? Let's stand up, Ron. Take a look at you here.
The only thing I can say is I was at the pit at least once or twice.
Well, you ought to sit next to Bill over here, Ron. Richard, do you have any thoughts? Does anybody have one question?